Who's sick of this mess? The West acting so righteous. Police in the world trashing whole regions that might just be the reason why these people want to fight us. Interfering imperialism has come back to bite us. And for what? A sharing this apparent epitome of enlightened living, even with the slightest bit of me I could not, with lividity, trust the validity that we've got the ability to build world stability. Let's be clear what it is we're promoting here. Is it mere freedom, liberty, or the idea to engineer fear and choke the throats of our peers? Sheer greed rears its head to a capitalist cheer. We've got metrosexuals and Vanity Fair, this binge-drink-induced perpetual insanity where it's fair to urge girls to buy a new pair and compare, and we declare ourselves civilised and this we want to share. On one hand we've got iPods and widescreen TVs, laptops, satellites and MP3s, and teenage mums and ever more divorcees, violence glorified and the morbidly obese, gorging on this culture that contains no consequence, bling bling bollocks or glutton sluts with no substance, that only feeds this cult of celebrity nonsense and breeds a constant material depraved nation of monsters. But before we're confined in pages and resigned to the ages, this engages the nation to decide whether our pride is justified and whether over that we preside is the just and right platonic utopian virtue applied. That's implied when we hold up the West as a guide to the rest of the world and the values by we abide. On our quest we stride, how many innocents have died, this epic tale of two cultures set to collide. We spend money we don't have on shit we don't need, greedily scoffing from the trough to feed. High street cattle rush, suit and tie stampede, and the world succeeds and the materialists slaughter the seed. What leaves me perplexed is that society expects zombies, capable of nothing more complex than gulping and guzzling drink down our necks, exceeding excess and obsessed with sex. Just take a look at ourselves, at what we've become. Moral corruption disguised as refined for some, succumbing to this dumbed down ideal of leaving our minds vacant and our souls feeling numb. The reason being is it's easier to shut down than get engaged in anything, get enraged, compound your heart into fighting, show some sign of life come round before you're surrounded by this illusion and drown. In a world that's gone gormless and gagging on gaga, car insurance, adverts, X Factor, clone bombard, I post myself in the vanguard of a new school avant-garde, on guard against the scar in our social fabric marred. Society retarded and tarred by artistic mediocrity, formulaic, bland, simplistic. Cystic in its growth and its approach nihilistic. Society sick, diagnosis narcissistic. The legacy of American imperial influence, Western economic and cultural confluence. How is it possible to have such wealth and affluence, yet culturally we're stifled and lacking in conscience? How far we've fallen from Shakespeare and Blake. For our children's sake, let's force ourselves to wake. Eyes open to the world, its beauty and partake. Let's retake and remake the world awake.